We call this Shabbat, Shabbat Zachor, the Shabbat of remembering. And it's the Shabbat that falls just before Purim. We can remember last Purim like it was only yesterday, when our world turned upside down. We remember the Megillah reading, the costumes, the groggers. We also remember the worried faces, the hand washing, the beginning of wearing masks, not just on the holiday, but for a whole year. We also remember previous Purims, I hope, joyful and carefree. Jews have six senses, writes Jonathan Safran Foer in his novel, Everything is Illuminated: touch, taste, sight, smell, hearing, and memory. The Jew is pricked by a pin and remembers other pins and traces that pinprick back to other pinpricks. So when a Jew encounters a pin, he asks, what does it remember like? This Shabbat takes its name from the special maftir we read, in which Moshe teaches the Israelites, Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek baderech tzeitchem mimitzrayim asher karcha baderech. Remember what Amalek did to you on your journey after you left Egypt, how he took you by surprise on the march when you were famished and weary and cut down all the stragglers in the back. In an act of tremendous cruelty, the army of Amalek attacked the most vulnerable among our people soon after the former slaves left Egypt, with no warning and with no mercy. We read this section so close to Purim because, according to tradition, Haman comes from the line of Amalek. And like his ancient ancestor, Haman attempted to annihilate the Jewish people. The figure of Amalek comes to represent in Jewish history any force that rises up against our people. And each time this happens to us, we remember a long chain of terrible pinpricks. It remembers like Amalek. By this point in the book of Devarim, the source of our maftir reading, most of the Israelite generation that left Egypt has already died in the wilderness. Except for Moshe, Joshua, Caleb, none were alive when the Amalekites attacked. So the Israelites who hear Moses' words about the duty to remember Amalek have no firsthand memories of what happened in that dreadful battle. And even more so for us who live thousands of years later. How are the Israelites supposed to remember an event that they weren't present for? And how can we? Moshe seeks to create in his people and in us, their descendants, something deeper than personal recollections. He wants to inspire a transformative collective memory, a memory whose purpose is learning, a memory expressed not in thought, but in deed. We should remember what Amalek did to our people, Moshe says, by living in a way that is completely the opposite of the way of Amalek, by showing compassion, not cruelty, by taking special care of the vulnerable in our midst. What does this very difficult moment in our world remember like? The struggle against COVID-19 and all its repercussions reminds me of every Amalek we have battled and defeated throughout the generations. This year, we are each battling our own Amalek, a powerful, deadly force seeking to overpower us, the struggles that we each face each and every day. We respond to its assault with vaccinations and precautions, but most of all with kindness and trying as much as we can to extend ourselves to others. That transformative collective memory that Moshe instilled in us through the Torah tells us to behave in the opposite way of Amalek. And despite everything, that spirit remains alive and well. As COVID rips through a community, we stitch our community together. After a year under assault, I marvel at the strength and caring you at Congregation Bethel have shown. The parents who get up every day to work and care for children, the quiet heroes in this community who check in with each other, shop and bake for those who need support, the older members who have shown courage in the face of new technology in order to remain connected. This is how we respond to Amalek.